What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eyebrow back from the PT channel to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 13, another review and discussion. I had a conversation, well, several conversations yesterday about the episode after it aired, and a lot of people are pissed of what AMC did in the episode and how long the episode said it was going to be, according to your channel guide. Obviously, spoiler warning, if you don't know what we're talking about, you haven't seen the episode, or you just don't want this information, stop watching now. Spoiler warning. If you love The Walking Dead like we do, join our Walking Dead family here at the PT channel. It's easy. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, and I hope you do. Now, was it 2 hours or 1 hour? Obviously, it was only 1 hour long, but if you checked AMC.com, your channel guides for DirecTV, Spectrum, Comcast, whatever you have, it said 2 hours. Well, 2 hours and 3 minutes. But The Walking Dead was only on for 1 hour, well, a little over an hour, and then they had an hour of The Terror, the show that comes on today, Monday, and they made you watch it before you had to watch the preview or the trailer for next week's episode, episode 814. So basically, AMC lied on their channel guide saying it was a 2 hour episode of The Walking Dead when it's only 1 hour. And I knew it was going to be an hour. We tried to let people know ahead of time by making a video about it, letting know that it was only going to be 1 hour, but people were pissed. And if you set your DVR, you were going to get the whole hour of The Terror on there. So AMC knew what they were doing, putting in the channel guides the way they did, which is pretty misleading. We had a breakdown video of episode 814 we made last night, and it looks pretty awesome. Episode 814 is a nice connection with previous episodes and setting the tone, and it looks pretty good. I'm excited for it, but in that trailer breakdown, in the trailer for episode 814, I think we called these people or the prisoners or the saviors outside of the wall, but they're probably just walkers. It's not a big deal. I know people have been messaging me saying, I think they're walkers. I think they're walkers too. I was just tired. It was a long day, so that was a mistake. Tobin. Let's talk about Tobin, Henry, some funny stuff about the episode, but we'll get to Tobin in a second. But let's talk about Henry. He's basically the new Carl, young Carl, making the same mistakes Carl did. Just stay in the house, listen to Ezekiel, Henry. Carl, stay in the house, listen to Rick or Shane or whoever was telling you what to do. You don't want to do it. Kids of the apocalypse are pretty tough to handle. They want to do stuff, they want to help, but you're causing more problems. How did Henry get the key to the prisoner pen anyway? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Post your comments below. Henry is the young Carl. Carl, so many times in season 2 and even season 3, wanted to help out, and he didn't really do anything that great. He should have took this walker out. The walker ended up killing Dale. Henry is definitely on track to be the new Carl. Carl 2.0, people are calling him, but we'll see. Henry, I like the kid in theory, but he's just got to make smarter decisions. And I understand that he wants to get even for whoever killed his brother, and he didn't believe Morgan, which is kind of crazy. He didn't want to believe what Morgan told him, that Gavin did it, and he was trying to get vengeance. He should have fired a shot at least on the saviors, but he didn't. He got beat up. He was gone now. Do you think he's dead? Do you think he's alive? Is he going to meet up with the prisoners? Does Rick and Morgan catch up with him? Does Carol catch up with him? I'm not sure just yet, but I would think Carol catches up with him. Hopefully Henry is alive when Carol does that. Carol cannot lose another child, even though Henry is not her child by any means. But I'm pretty sure Morgan and Carol would feel terrible if Henry died, and that would be another loss for the kingdom. Ezekiel, Carol, Morgan, and I'm pretty sure they would feel terrible. I know I would if a child that I was kind of responsible for died, even though they went off on their own and did their own thing. It would just be pretty terrible. Now let's talk about Tobin and Tara, and just the fact that Tara got shot by an arrow. I think she will be okay. I don't think she dies. She would have already turned by the time that everyone else was turning. Tobin, this was probably the most action we've seen of Tobin since season 5, and this is it's just a great zombie picture right there. Tobin was taking people out left and right. He did more damage as a walker than he ever could do as a person. Tobin killed a doctor. Tobin took out people. Carol and Tobin had a nice moment, and I'm glad they went and did this and had kind of everything satisfied between them. Carol is definitely still a broken person, and they're leading to her still having problems after the war. So I don't know what's going to happen with Carol in the remaining episodes of season 8 and then into season 9 and beyond. Hopefully she sticks around. I love Carol, Melissa McBride, but Carol's not right. Eventually she has to be taken out, right? Or is she going to be the lone survivor? Is she going to be the last survivor of it? We'll have to see. Sadiq, and I guess Dana is this Kingdom Doctor's name. People are making a joke that, oh, Denise is still alive or Olivia is still alive because she looks kind of similar to that for the Kingdom. But overall, we lost another doctor. That's the world of The Walking Dead. Don't be a doctor on The Walking Dead because you won't last very long. Tobin, how'd you get upstairs, man? How did that walker fall down the steps and no one woke up? I'm a light sleeper. I definitely would have woke up, and somebody had to wake up either upstairs or downstairs because there's people everywhere in the Barrington house. You're going to tell me that someone falls down the steps, it's just going to wake you up. In a zombie apocalypse, your reaction times, your senses will be heightened to stay alive, and people are just snoring away. What's going on with that? But either way, that's what happens. I think Tara will be okay. I said it before. Tara got shot by an arrow by Dwight on purpose. It probably was not tainted with the walker blood, so Dwight actually saved Tara. Sadiq's the only doctor left that we know of right now. I liked his interaction with Dana. Well, at least I think her name was Dana, the Kingdom Doctor. It doesn't matter because she's gone now. So Sadiq's the only doctor left, and he really did a good job patching people up and cutting people's limbs off with Rick. And I think he did a good job, and he will be a big asset to the group. I'm glad he's around. I wish we just had more doctors. Rick and Michonne are still having some difficulties communicating. Well, Rick is at least. Michonne's trying. Rick is just isolating himself. He keeps going on his own, going after Negan and doing stuff on his own to be away from the group because he doesn't want to lose more people or be responsible for it, I guess. But he needs Michonne, and they need to talk. Let's talk about the Savior situation now. Now, the Saviors came with a boatload of people, and they lost a lot of people. The Saviors got taken down, but no one of interest again. No main Saviors died and have died by the hands of Rick. It's kind of annoying in my eyes, but that's the way they're doing it, and we have to move on from it. And I just see the Saviors as defeating themselves. I don't think Rick will beat the Saviors. I think they will eventually beat themselves. Maybe in the finale we'll have some casualties, well, some big casualties of the Saviors. Now, Simon and Dwight, it was interesting that Dwight is still Team Rick in my eyes. I was having an idea that he might be on Simon's side, but obviously by him shooting Tara with the untainted arrow, and as weird as that sounds, Dwight actually saved Tara's life because Simon was going to cut her with the hatchet, axe, whatever you want to call that. Dwight is Team Rick, but Simon had the idea to expunge them, redact them, erase them, kill them all. Then why didn't you bring guns with you? People are like, they didn't have any ammo. Well, let's look about this for a second. You see a bunch of arrows, you see bow and arrows, probably crossbows, compound bows. They had a bunch of that stuff. And they were putting the walker blood on the knives, the blades, the arrows, and that was the plan, to go to the hilltop and not kill them. But then Simon changed that after Negan was gone, after Rick took care of Negan and Negan's captured. But Simon has a gun right here, and he took it with him as they were going towards the hilltop. So you had the gun. What happened to the gun? Let's look at the other Saviors. A bunch of them have guns as well. Not all of them by any means, but they have guns, and they were going to the hilltop. Would you go home and be like, let's put the guns away, guys? Look at all the people with guns. Gary has one, that guy has one, that guy has one, Simon has one in his hand there. If you look around, they all have guns. Majority of them have guns. So what did they do? They don't have the guns here in this picture, but also Rick and the group are all inside the house. They have guns pointed at them. They're all in a line. The Saviors are all lined up. All you gotta do is mow them down. Just shoot your machine guns across the row and rifles and everything else and take them out. They're all lined up for you. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. You didn't even wound Simon. You didn't do anything with that. They're giving the Saviors too much power, just like they give the villains a lot of power in the show. But overall, you got to suspend reality a little bit and just be lost in the story of it. And Rick's group did a lot. They defended the hilltop, but the goal of the Saviors was to infect the people, have them turn, and they'll do more damage. And they definitely did that. The walkers came at night, 2, 3 in the morning when people were sleeping, but it was just kind of pretty far-fetched in a lot of people's eyes, and I could see what they were saying. I liked the episode, don't get me wrong. I'm just pointing out what people are saying about it that are like, come on, it was a little frustrating for a lot of people. Some people thought it was boring. I thought it was a good episode, and I might be wrong, but I believe I saw the episode was written by Angela Kang, who's going to be the showrunner for next season, so we'll see if that's any indication if people are going to like this season. The rest of the series, how it goes, we'll see. I thought Maggie did a good job leading. The plan was pretty good. The Saviors should know that the Saviors are lost in the eyes of Simon. They don't care about the Saviors. And Alden thought that, saw that, and kept people around. And Alden's going to be part of Maggie. I like Maggie. I think she's a good leader for Hilltop. Some people don't. I think the plan worked. But how could they know that the plan was to infect the people of the Hilltop? Alden should stick around, be a good member of the group. I want to see that. Jared needs to go like right now, but probably next episode. Al is probably going to be the Dante of the comics. If you know what I'm talking about, I could see that happening, and I wouldn't mind that. I like Alden and Maggie's relationship, how they're kind of seeing each other from both sides, but we'll see if that blossoms into anything or it's nothing altogether. We have a breakdown of next week's episode 814, and the opening minutes of it, and it looks pretty awesome. Rick and Morgan back together again. We'll see Jadis and Negan. Check it out if you want to know more about next week's episode. Hopefully you thought episode 813 was pretty good. Let me know your thoughts of what we discussed. Post your comments below. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, any social media, we are on Facebook at The Walking Dead Community. We got a Facebook page and a group, a PT channel page, on Instagram and Twitter at the PT channel. Give us a follow. We post stuff all the time. My book series is Fight for Us. We got a page for that too on Facebook. So if you like the book series and you're on Facebook, give us a follow there. We post stuff there. Pictures, concept art, 6 books available now, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and Kindle versions. So we got paperback and digital versions for you. Become a PT by subscribing to the PT channel. I hope you do become a valued member of our channel. We have prizes and giveaways coming up. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. The more subscribers we get, the more prizes and giveaways we'll be doing. To be eligible for the prizes, you got to be a subscriber, obviously. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts of episode 813. And remember, guys, shoot for the stars because the bottom is overcrowded.